The next topic that we're going to discuss is cell locking. Cell locking is a powerful tool that is used extensively in Excel. As we saw in the previous section, Excel uses relative references within formulas. This means that it will automatically move the cells that are being referenced when the formula is pasted across rows or columns. Sometimes this is exactly what you want to do, but not always. This is where cell locking comes into play, when you do not want Excel to move across rows and columns using relative reference. Cell locking basically tells Excel not to move the reference when copying and pasting. A locked cell is indicated by the $sign. A $sign in the front of a column letter locks the column, and a $sign in front of a row number locks the row. If you put a $sign in both the front letter and the back row number, you lock the entire cell. You can lock a cell by manually typing out the $sign or by using the F4 key shortcut to place the dollars in a different combination around the row, columns, both, or none. Cell locking helps increase efficiencies when performed correctly and also helps you avoid hard coding values within a formula. Second, I find many spreadsheet errors come from lack of cell locking or hard coding. Let's practice cell locking. In exercise 1, we are being asked to calculate the monthly savings using 5% growth rate. That can be found in cell L12. We're going to start by calculating the savings in February by applying the 5% growth rate to the January savings of $100. We start by typing equals, followed by the amount of the savings in January, which can be found in cell G12. We then multiply this value by 1 plus the growth rate, which can be found in L12. As you can see, the savings for February will be $105. The same formula can be used to calculate the remaining months. So let's copy it down the rest of the tables. Notice that something must have gone wrong since the savings for the rest of the months remain constant instead of growing by 5%. If we go into the savings for June and press F2 to open the function, we can see that Excel is trying to use a growth rate in cell L16 instead of referencing 5% in L12. As discussed, before we move the formula down one row and the reference moved the exact same manner, this is a perfect example of how Excel uses relative references. When we copy the formulas down, Excel automatically increased the row numbers for the amount of savings, which is good, but it also increased the row number for the growth percentage, which is not what we wanted. We wanted that 5% being multiplied by each month. We can use cell locking to tell Excel that we do not want it to increase the row numbers for the growth rate. In order to do so, let's go back to the formula for February. If we press F2, it opens the formula and lets us edit it. We want to lock both the column and the row. So we're going to add a $sign in front of both the L and the 12. Now our formula is ready for copying. Let's copy it and paste it down the table. As you can see, the savings grows every month. We're going to be doing the same thing for savings in column H. Only this time, we will be using the F4 shortcut to lock down our growth rate. First, let's write our growth rate formula for February the same way we did before. As we can see, this calculates the correct value for February. However, we already know that we can't copy this value down unless we lock in the growth rate. In order to lock cell L12, we click on the reference within the formula and then press F4 to lock it. As you can see, Excel puts in $signs locking the cell entirely when you click F4 the first time. Now, if we press F4 again, we notice that one of the dollar signs is removed. The cell row has now been locked, but the column has not. If we press F4 again, we see that the dollar sign has moved from the row to the column. And if we did it one more time, we go back to the cell being unlocked. We want to lock the growth rate, so let's press F4 once more to do that. Now the formula is ready to be copied down. As you can see, the growth rate is correctly calculated for each of the months. Now it's your turn to practice cell locking with exercise 1B. Remember that you can lock the cell entirely by adding the dollar sign manually or by using the F4 shortcut.